Throughout the course of film, we've seen many cases in which humans have been able to transcend the human state and evolve, all via the mind, seemingly. We've seen it in 2001 Space Odyssey. We've seen it in even X-Men. We've seen it in Lucy. Hold on to that. We're going to bring that back later. But I want to highlight a specific film called Split, in which a dude with a personality disorder seemingly transcends many human barriers because of the power of belief. By believing he is something, he might become something. Is that even possible? Could this movie represent the next stage of human evolution? Who knows? See, there is a series made by M. Night Shyamalan, the Unbreakable series. Unbreakable, Split, and Glass, each representing a different character. You see, you got Bruce Willis in one column. Superhuman strength and durability, all as a result of him surviving many near-death experiences. You got Mr. Glass, Samuel L. Jackson's character, who's hyper-intelligent because his belief in the manipulation of people, his belief in superheroes, he just has this ability within him. His brain just operates on a different frequency. And then you got the guy in the center that I wanna close in on right now, okay? James McAvoy's character. You see, in the movie Split, made in 2016, his character starts out the film by kidnapping Anya Taylor-Joy. Now listen, Mr. McAvoy, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I'm just joking, police who are watching this. When she's kidnapped, her and a bunch of girls see that they're being brought to a lair by a man who has multiple personalities, 23. But they're here to bear witness to the emergence of a 24th, known as the Beast. His most primal, animalistic personality that is about to come out via this ritual that he's about to start. And all these other personalities are warning them of this impending danger, because this Beast personality will bring forth a new physicality to this man. The Beast is a superhuman persona that believes it is powerful. James McAvoy's character believes that this persona will grant him superpowers. And this belief actually reshapes his body. His character named Kevin's body is reshaped. And he becomes superhuman, or at least has some kind of superhuman abilities. Superhuman strength. He can bend steel bars and lift and throw people with ease. Enhanced agility and speed. Thickened skin. Bullets and knives at a certain point don't penetrate his skin. Animalistic reflexes and senses. Wall crawling abilities. This dude's like a demonic Spider-Man. Cannibalistic tendencies. You see, this is a different level of being, all through the power of belief. And the Beast appears when Kevin is under extreme stress, almost like the Hulk type situation. When other personalities believe in him. The power of belief is key here, y'all. This is what you call a psychosomatic event. Usually when people use the term psychosomatic, it's about an illness where the brain affects the body. But this is in terms of him gaining powers. This guy gains motherfucking powers as a result of what's happening in his mind. I wish I had a mind like this, except he has kind of a mental disorder, but still. Now, I love to put this movie right next to the movie Lucy, because these two are very interesting. I believe Lucy and Split, they're kind of, those two characters are two sides of the same coin, right? Both of them transcend the normal human state via the mind. Now, Lucy does it because she took a drug. This is an external stimulus that went into her body. A full-on drug that altered her body to the point where she became godlike. Her evolution was altered and sped up full-on linearly because she had a whole bunch of it put in her system. So she would power up and power up and power up as the movie goes, to the point where she was able to use 100% of her brain capacity and become omniscient. Her consciousness was able to travel wherever she could travel time, flip the pages of reality like they were nothing. She was able to do, like, transmutate literal substances. Him, this is a wild ass picture, by the way. This is how I'd be looking at Kate Beckinsale's pictures at night. His evolution was primal, trauma-induced. It wasn't linearly, it was actually very unbalanced. His evolution as a result, because it's so human and trauma-based, and not as a result of any drug or outside factor, his evolution is slower and more unstable. My friends keep messaging me about basketball, a freaking sport I don't care about right now. His evolution is slower and more unstable as a result of this. Her evolution is based on intellect, data, okay? And because of her mind operating like this, she's able to transcend eventually and use all of her brain capacity. Pure logic. And that makes her unkillable. Him, instinctual, animalistic. Again, trauma-based, human, making him killable. He dies in, I think, the third one. These are two different types of evolution, but they're both rooted in something very similar, right? Lucy transcends humanity and becomes something more. She becomes very godlike. If you watch the movie Lucy, the ship that she's doing at the end of that film is like Wanda Maximoff in Doctor Strange 2 level shit. Kevin mutates within humanity. He's like a superhuman. He's like Captain America if he was insane and had Spider-Man's powers. But he's still tied to emotion, trauma, and a physical form. In many ways, Lucy's evolution makes no sense. It's a bit too godlike. We're giving humanity too much credit here. His makes a lot more sense, and that's why I think that Kevin realistically shows the next step of human evolution. See, what happens to Kevin is his body evolves beyond the normal human state. It's like a peak human state. But his mind is still the way it is. It's still bent and fractured. So even though his mind and the powerful belief was so strong, it's still distorted, and it's rooted in emotion, vengeance. He wants to cleanse the world of those who have not felt trauma, that have not felt pain, thinking that they need to be killed. See, this is an immoral thing that he's doing because his evolution is based in emotions, based in trauma. With her, less emotion, full on just helping people. I'm going to gift the knowledge that I've just accumulated within minutes to humanity so they can transcend, so they can uproot civilization completely. These are two very different levels of evolution. Why? She transcended. She experienced that transcendence in real time. She experienced our world in the context of millions and millions of years, and her abilities got to the point where she no longer was attached to normal human emotions. She transcended both physically, mentally, and emotionally. Kevin from Split, maybe only physically did he transcend. He didn't transcend mentally. His mind's broken. And emotionally, he definitely didn't transcend. Only physically was he able to transcend. The other two were fucked. So he became a villain. I have a very interesting theory. And I know a lot of my fans are like, Taffy, man, why, man? Some of my fans love me when I'm doing schizo theories like this. Some are like, bro, stop connecting too many dots. You're doing too much coke. I haven't done enough coke. That's the truth. At the end of Lucy, she gives her knowledge away to the humans via this black hard drive USB thing that she formed. She gave it to Morgan Freeman. It has all the knowledge that she's accumulated by going back in time and seeing reality itself from a different perspective. That way, civilization has a way to build itself and become something beyond. My theory is Morgan Freeman and a couple of people who have this knowledge start an organization dedicated to expanding the limits of consciousness, as Lucy would have wanted. Now, the only thing is they're not using that drug that Lucy took, because having too many people with this kind of drug that could alter your brain chemistry and make you use your brain capacity to the point where you're a god, that's dangerous. They don't want any more uses of it because now it's being sold off as like a black market drug. No, they canceled the usage of this and only said we're going to do research, testing, and trials to see how we can expand the horizons of the human mind without trying to introduce a drug and making everyone godlike. That could fuck up a lot of shit. And here's where we get to Kevin. You see, Kevin, when he was a child, his father died in the train accident that we see in Unbreakable, that Bruce Willis surprise, caused by Mr. Glass, by the way. His father died, so he was left to the care of his stepmother, who also suffered from an identity disorder. As a result of this, he developed a dissociative identity disorder, developing multiple personalities to cope with the abuse he was getting from his stepmom. Eventually, he got kicked out of the home by her and was left to fend for himself. He needed somewhere to go. So, what better place to go to an organization that's actively looking for volunteers to come and help them for a period of time? They'll give you food, they'll give you a place to stay, all that shit, they'll take care of you, but they're going to perform tests on you and stuff like that. So, for them, what's a better patient to have to volunteer than someone who's alone, broken, and needs this? The problem was when they tested him, they didn't realize how fractured his mind was. And their tests broke his mind further. In the pursuit of him expanding his consciousness, it broke his mind further, and a new personality was born as a result of this. The beast, embedded in the subconscious, waiting to be released. He escaped their institutions, and as a result of that, all these superhumans now are coming out of the woodwork. Bruce Willis, Mr. Glass, all these people are coming out of the woodwork. Who knows how many more? Some of them are maybe the organization saying, God damn. So this same organization is saying, God damn. Some of our test subjects are becoming schizophrenic superheroes, superpowered beings. Some of them are killing people. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Glass was one of their volunteers at one point. Who knows? They're like, fuck it. A couple of rogue operatives in this organization start their own faction called the Clover Organization, dedicated to hunting down these superhumans, taking them in, or at worst killing them. And that's where we get the story of Glass, the third movie, where all these three united and the Clover organization hunts them down. That is my way of tying those two together because it makes sense. These are two different levels. These are two looks at human evolution. Lucy and Kevin from Split. This indicates to us, Kevin is not just crazy. He's not just some dude with a disorder. He is inevitable. Here's what I mean. She experienced a new perspective on reality. She became that. She transcended the human form, and her consciousness was everywhere. She gifted the knowledge to the people. Problem is, knowledge alone isn't enough, because you'll never experience it the same way she did. So they try to use that knowledge, but their application couldn't have been anywhere near what she was able to do. So they tried human testing, and they relied on broken people. As a result of this, relying on broken people who already have minds that are altered, trying to push that further to break the boundaries of consciousness, you're going to create a monster. You're going to create something that can transcend the human form in a specific way, but it's also as equally terrifying. That's a beautiful thing. Kevin from Split, he represents a very beautiful thing. Through the power of belief, he was able to become something else. But it's also terrifying because the thing he became was a monster who wanted to kill people. So you have to ask yourself, imagine if we went through this. Imagine if our minds, our belief made us something similar. How many of us are broken in the world? How many of us would become just as fucked up if we were gone through that testing? If we went through that life? If we went through that series of beliefs that made us beyond the human form? Is he just a broken reflection of us? I'm not saying all of us have disorders, but a lot of us have experienced trauma. What if people who have experienced trauma were pushed beyond the human boundaries to the point where they would become superhuman? How many monsters would we get versus heroes? That is what the Unbreakable series, and if you're tying in Lucy in there, that's what that tells us. If you want to know how The Substance, another schizo horror movie that might be connected in many ways to another horror movie made by Jordan Peele, watch this video over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.